Hello everyone and welcome to Sunburned, Albino plays the Ace Attorney Trilogy episode 55. Did you know it's my birthday? Oh my goodness, I'm 25 years old. That means I'm older than... what, our own profile's not in here anymore? Or was it ever? Whatever, they said Phoenix Wright was 24, right? Isn't that, yeah? Dude, these two people are the same age. Okay, I'm the reverse number of Russell Berry. How about that? Isn't that spectacular? Acro's a year older than me? Alright. I'm older than Bat, though, the idiot. Okay. I don't remember where exactly we're at. Let's just keep going. Show me evidence, now! I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry! Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl. Okay, well that would be the note. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, "To the Murderer." Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Problem? Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean, it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry! Oh, Regina. Oh, he tried to kill a 16-year-old girl? Oh, what a pervert. Oh. Order. Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father... the ringmaster saw the note? That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today. Lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it! Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And that's when he let the bust fly. Hey, Nick. Isn't Regina listening to all this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. Well, she doesn't even know what death is, so, she's probably like, "Oh, Acro wanted to make me a star? Oh, that's so sweet of him." Acro wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fool, this foolishly foolish fool ideas of foolish tomfoolery. You're so foolish, you've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes? What about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that... This note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza. In place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron! Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Oh, everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago? Oh, this is getting good. Really, Nick? I think think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. Okay, conclusive evidence in the note. Is that gonna be the line? Or do we use Bat's profile? Again, like this is, am I early? Are we at the point where people are doing it? I don't know. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually... Oh, would it be the scarf now? Has to be the scarf now. What? This is it? Are you kidding me? Dude, that's literally the only actual evidence that has survived this long. What are you talking about? Dude, I'm so fucking done with this shit. This is so stupid. This works! Do I have conclusive evidence about an incident 6 months ago? Well, yeah, I mean, I have a scarf that has, like, the victim's blood on it and a small quantity of pepper. But, not really, you know? It doesn't matter. Fine, let's use Bat's profile. Dude! What? Oh my god, this is why this case sucks. I understand now. Narratively, it is good. But as far as presenting evidence is concerned, it is very bad. And unintuitive. If I can't answer that question, the judge is gonna think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually all this stuff that is conclusive evidence! God! Is it the pepper? It's the pepper? Achoo! Ahoo! Achoo! 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 What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. Dude, this game is just trying to be cute. Like, to make that one joke, you decided to get rid of these other 3 things that are 100% even more tied to the crime. First of all, the blood scarf has traces of pepper on it. That's this thing that we just showed. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright, so what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways! If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? Who is this? That is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead! Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him? Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Miss Regina Berry, is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. So then what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder, he's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? It was more than that. Because Regina is the worst person in the world, apparently. The lion-biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There is no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother, Bat. Now, do we do the scarf? That's just a scarf. Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who was the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina? There is something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident. And she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. Please don't say that while you're talking about Regina. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? It still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling. Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling. However, lions sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool! Oh my god, the lion sneezing? Now I've seen everything. Oh, this is better than a movie. You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object. For objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot! It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? Acro? You can't mean witness! Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I dropped Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where is the evidence that proves that claim? mean the conclusive evidence. The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof, to be more precise. The murder weapon? The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you've got to do something! Oh, it's time to save. I can't afford to lose anywhere. This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. Request to search Acro's room? We've been there afterwards and we didn't find it. The defense requests to search the room of the witness, Ken Dingaling. What is it now? It looks like you still haven't figured things out, have you? By now you must know the meaning of von Karma total justice. You mean... A von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright, the bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. It looks like you lack the final nail to put into my coffin. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Ah! Do something, Nick! Don't let this case slip away! The bust, where is it now? Where's the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright! You know where that bust is, I'm sure you do! There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? It seems this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness. Ooh, is Regina gonna say something? Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue. Huh? What? We need time to do what? Ow! Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What? Are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck! Hey, wait! You can't be serious! Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Did they ever check the roof of his house? Like, if he roped the thing up, like, he could have roped it even higher and, like, rested it on the roof or something. Sink or swim. The only way through is forward. The murder weapon. Where is Max's bust now? Somewhere in the lodging house, somewhere in the big top. Somewhere in this courtroom. Couldn't be in this courtroom. But wait! Somebody warned me about this choice. It's obvious the bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. It's, what? Why did you stop talking all of a sudden? Well, I'm just not really sure if I should say anything or not because the bust is under your honor's bench! You had to think about whether it was a good idea to— What did you just say to me? That's a penalty. Ah! Maybe I don't understand. Like, is that supposed to be double entendre? Like, bulge? I don't know. Alright, we're back here. Let's do a real answer now. Alright, here we go, fellas. I would say that it has to be somewhere in the lodging house, because the Duke can't leave. The Duke can't leave the lodging house. There is no doubt in my mind. The bust is somewhere around the lodging house. You don't say. He better not say. In fact, allow me to be even more specific as to its location. You can find it. Indeed, it is in Moe's room. That clown? You don't mean... Why would the bust be in Moe's room? That's simple. I couldn't think of any other rooms it could be in. Ow! Refrain from making yourself look stupid. Nick, what about where Ben and Trilo were standing? Huh? Maybe she's onto something here. We searched that room inside and out. There was absolutely no sign of a bust. Okay, so lodging house, but it's in the plaza? The plaza area? I don't know why it would be there. The reason I said Moe's room is because, like, if Acro's room is... Oh no, Acro's room's not directly on top of Moe's rooms. Never mind. And, like, Moe's ceiling had that, like, hole in it or whatever that was mended. So it's like if the bus, like, fell and through the floor or something. But then Moe probably would have known about it, you know what I mean? Probably would have said something to the effect of, hey, Max's bust fell through my goddamn ceiling. It was fucking weird, dude. So. In the plaza near the scene. It's buried in the plaza. Near the scene of the crime, and no one noticed it? How could you possibly think that? Haven't you ever heard the old saying, it was hiding right under your nose? That about sums it up. This doesn't seem like it's the right answer either. I should rethink that, shouldn't I? I mean, if you know, they should have had to have at least checked it out. Like, you can't prove that it's not buried under the ground unless you dig up that whole circus, bro. Okay, so the thing is definitely in the big top. You know, they even give you like 8 different hints leading up to it about tight ropes and stuff, and it's like, well, you know, trapeze artists happen in the big top, so. It must be somewhere in the very big top. It's in the big top? Mr. Wright, where exactly in the big top would we find the bust? Not in the ringmaster's room. Wait! Wasn't it in the ringmaster's room? Didn't we see it? But we didn't see it, but it could have seen it? In the center ring. It is in the circus's center ring! What is it doing there? Haven't you ever heard the saying, if you like it, then you should put a ring on it? It's kinda like that! Okay, yeah, we already know that this is wrong, so let's just save ourselves the whole, oh, we find the defendant guilty shit. That's fantastic. That was funnier than the other thing, where the under the judge's bench thing. That was really good, actually. Alright, Ringmaster's room. To be specific, I believe it is in the Ringmaster's room. Once again, you are so predictable, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough of your bluffing. The Ringmaster's room was thoroughly searched. There was no bust found. There's absolutely no way I'm wrong. I'd even stake my life on it. Oh, there's no need to be staking lives on things. Oh, and you'll get one too. Ow! Nick, you've got to think things over again. God damn it. Is it in the cafeteria? Dude, where could it be? Is the dude just like hiding it under his wheelchair the whole time or something? I'm gonna say courtroom. And we're gonna try this out. The bust is in the very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location. Why, it's the witness stand. Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. First of all, I didn't know there was a blanket on his wheelchair. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there. Oh yeah, now show me what that shit looks like. As if I would... Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool! How could you... You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them? Miss Franziska von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? Huh? There were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court, hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. Yeah, she didn't do shit. Uh-huh. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me make a mistake? Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro. Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So are you saying that you are a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first, I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Wee-hee-hoo! Let's ruin that sober crying moment with some goddamn confetti! This court is adjourned. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max 1,000,000 of them! Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No! If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy! Huh? She's been like this for a while now. It's all my fault! Sweetie pie. Bat and Acro, they're never coming back! Now everyone's gonna split up! Regina. Mr. Wright, tell me something! What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. Oh, we're gonna have some evidence to give right now, probably. Just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can believe that? Yep. Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making up that stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. Shit. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. Bad! That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught... Uh-huh. I know! What? I'll do it! I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes! Until he opens his eyes, and then until he can meet Acro again! That's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max! What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus this world has ever seen! The best circus the world has ever seen? Don't laugh! That's quite the goal. Yay, I can't wait! Then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max. Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the Berry Big Circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the Berry Big Circus without Regina Berry. Max. Nick. It seems like everything is going to turn out all right here. I can't wait to go see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Alright, that's enough of that. You can stop typing that anytime you want. Damn, every time Max speaks, he loses a deck of cards. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid. It really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. I don't know if this is her, but... especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. Oh, I don't think this is Von Karma anymore. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, he's back! He's gonna be back in the next case! It's gonna be amazing! Brand new episode has been added. Imagine that. Alright. Let us save our progress. That's gonna do it for this episode. Hold on a sec. Because if it's gonna start the thing, like, immediately, then it probably will. You know what? Yeah, let's see the next case real quick. Just, like, the first, like, part that you can't skip and all that. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Who will be this year's Grand Prix champion? Who will be our hero of heroes? Dude, what is this? Will it be last year's runner-up, Jammin' Ninja? Or maybe Captain Saipan all the way from the lovely tropical island of Saipan? I see the students of a certain starry school are raring to win, and global hero Onyan Konpan doesn't want to go home without the prize. We hope Lady Luck is with all our heroes tonight. And now, the winner of the 3rd annual Hero of Heroes Grand Prix is me! Yo, he just cut the moon in half. Dude, the tides are gonna be out of control. Whoa! The true hero of the night has appeared in our midst! It looks like this year's Grand Prix goes to this fantastic warrior. The Nickel Samurai! Too bad, Jammin' Ninja. Looks like the title eluded you again this year. Alright, I have no idea what any of that was. Yes, the Nickel Samurai did it, whatever, okay. So that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.